Yo, what's happening, world? You on another episode of Cooler with Cino, and I'm up here in Mississippi Votes
with Bobby Hudson,
Nicholas Smith.
All right, we about to get into it, man. Y'all take care. We on. All right, so I got Mr. Bobby Hudson III. Just got a couple of questions for you today, and I just want to thank you for being in this interview. My first question today is, can you describe your role as head of voter registration?
So in my role as the regional coordinator here at Mississippi Votes, I'm primarily overseeing all of the outreach initiatives and engagement initiatives that we do in the 6 coastal counties. So that'll be Stone, Harrison, George, Hancock, and Jackson County. And so we have a lot of different functions going on here in office as well as outside of office. We're really an organization that's on the ground out in the community, so you won't find us too much in office unless we're doing like phone banking or texting, but primarily we're out doing voter registration and education initiatives. And so one of the challenges that we more often see as we're organizing as it relates to voter registration and education is not that it's a problem with voter registration. A lot of times we just have to articulate to our communities who's on the ballot, what they stand for, and what are the issues that are going on how they should decide which candidate to choose in particular. And so it's really a major education piece that we're doing here at Mississippi Votes, really trying to particularly educate young people ages 18 to 25 about who's on the ballot, what's going on in politics, and why they should be civically engaged.
What are the most common mistakes people make when registering to vote?
It's really simple things like they might miss the area where they request for you to put your last 4 digits to your social or for your license or ID number. Or even simple things is when you sign your signature on the bottom of that application form, it has to go to the very end of that line just to articulate that you have completed that signature, right? Or even incorrect date on there, making sure that your date is on there when you sign it. It's really small little errors that we often miss. And so what we try to actively do here at Mississippi Votes to avoid those issues is we review any registration forms that we receive or that we're giving out in the community. We review them on site while you're there to make sure that everything is completed and is completely accurate.
How do you handle voter registration deadlines and late registration?
So voter registration deadlines, when it comes to voter registration deadlines, we all know that it's 30 days before every person should be registered to be able to participate in the upcoming election. And so we do active campaigns, whether it's phone banking or texting, to keep people informed and remind them, hey, if you haven't gotten registered, get registered. If you need us to come to you to get registered, we'll come to you and get registered. Whatever modality is best to ensure people are registered 30 days in advance. Now, if they get registered after the deadline period, we still register them because we want to make sure they're in the system and in the books and they'll be able to vote by the next election, right? So in particular, for example, with the April 1st primary election coming up, we could register you today, but you wouldn't be able to participate in that primary on April 1st, but you will be able to participate come June for the actual general election, right? So your vote is not locked.
How do you ensure that voter registration remains secure and accurate?
So security and accuracy. So on the security piece, anytime we collect voter registration forms, we put them into a filing system here in office until we take them directly to the circuit clerks. Or in the case where they aren't in a county in particular that's in our reach, where we can like drive there to drop those voter registration forms off, we mail them off safely to the appropriate clerks so that they can get those individuals registered. When it comes to also as part of that security, like ensuring that there's a follow through with it, making sure that everybody's gotten registered, or if there's any discrepancies that might come back, we also keep a copy of those voter registration forms in office, locked away under file. So if there's any issue that comes up, say the circuit clerk says they never received your voter registration form, we can track it right back and say, well, we submitted them on this date, and in particular, just trying to narrow it down to make sure that we're dotting all our I's and crossing all our T's.
I got you. My last and final question for today is, what are the main challenges to ensure that the voter registration runs smoothly?
So when it comes to voter registration, there's primarily 2, challenges that we see that we have to make sure are in order before we get ready to kind of do voter registration this year. Is one, the age requirement, right? We always want to make sure the individual is 18 or will be 18 by the day of the election. So we're pretty adamant about making that clear before we even begin any voter registration processes and collecting any information from anyone. Secondly, it comes to when we're talking about even getting people to get registered in the first place, a lot of, in particular, young people expressed a disinterest in politics and don't want to register to vote because they don't feel their voice will actually be heard. And so
Right.
that barrier and challenge in itself just makes us have to be prepared and equipped to basically have the appropriate responses to give to these young people for them to want to be more civically and politically engaged.
Man, I just gotta say, man, I'm very proud of you, man. I watch you grow from a young man to, you know what I'm saying, a more mature man, and what you're doing for the community or for the people, man, just period, man, being an influence, man. I'm real proud of you. I know your parents are proud of you. I know them. They're good people. Man, I just say, keep up the great work, man. Keep doing the Lord's work, man. Thank you for your interview, man. I'll be getting with you, man.
I appreciate it.